SacTown Underground family, welcome back. Celestial Thomas, I will be your host for this show. And of course, we were bringing you guys another lovely show. We'll take you over to Tim's Music, Ambiance Lounge, Trevor Fong as our special interview guest in studio, Keith Jouganatos with sports, and as always, we finish off with our musical guest, and it will be Taras the artist. Stay tuned. We're going to be moving on to Tim's Music, where our own Brianna Quinones went to go talk to Mr. Scott, who is the owner of Tim's Music. Let's take a look at some of that footage.
I'm Brianna, and here we are at Tim's Music. I have Scott with me. How are you doing today, Scott?
I'm extraordinary, and you?
Extraordinary. I love that. I'm well. I'm happy to be here and exploring your establishment and all the amazing things that you have here to service the community and somewhat be a hub here. I know you mentioned that, you wanted something here in the community that was something that people can go to and have a place where they can teach and bring people together. Can you tell me a little bit about that vision and how we play in that part tonight?
Certainly. The corporate vision that we have is actually promoting wellness in society through music education and performance.
Wow.
And so in that, I wanted to create an environment where people would come and be able to use the space and our expertise and our knowledge to get the music education and to promote that wellness that creates. And the recital hall space that we have here, it's a great place for people to come and meet, and recitals and performances and rehearsals and meetings and such. And then the teaching studios, all of that falls into that same vision context of promoting wellness in society. We're a school band and orchestra dealer where we really serve the community from the very beginning, early childhood education, early child music education.
That's very, very important.
Hugely important for our brains, all the way through the high-end professional musicians. And we do school band stuff, flutes, clarinets, trumpets, trombones, all of the instruments that are taught in school, including violins. We do a lot of violin rentals and sales. And then all the way up through high-end professional performing instruments and all the accessories and product that goes with it.
And then I know there was like a big workshop back there, so you could also fix things, right? Not necessarily like the electronic area, but the instruments, right?
Yeah. Actually, we have a very large repair shop. It's about 3,200 square feet, holds 12 benches. And we fix everything from the lightest, easiest repairs all up to complete mechanical restorations and even fabrication of custom parts.
Well, is there anything else that you'd like to add as far as Tim's Music? I know that you are not Tim, you are Scott. Yes. And there was ownership before you, Tim, and he is no longer the owner. And can you tell me a little bit more about that transition?
Sure. Tim started the store back in 1977, and he needed a place to repair instruments and such. And the store ran for 28 years with him. And then 15 years ago, I purchased the store. My wife and I bought Tim's Music, and we were on Arden Way and had moved to Marconi, and now here we are on Fair Oaks Boulevard. And so that was in 2005 we bought the store. And my vision is very different than Tim Lawrence's was. His was very small, and mine it had a little more community base, like this room and such that I really wanted to incorporate into the whole design of my business.
Well, that's very beautiful. Thank you so much, Scott, for sharing that.
These are incredible treasures to have in our community, to be able, for those that are musically inclined. I love to sing, but to be able to play an instrument, which they offer lessons, I heard. So if you guys are looking into that for not only maybe your child or just for yourself, it's never too late. Stop into Tim's Music. We move on to Ambiance Lounge, where I had the lovely pleasure of speaking to Taze, who the owner of Ambiance Lounge, and Mr. Andre Henley, who goes and does a soul therapy every Sunday for those of you guys who like a little bit more of a laid-back atmosphere. But don't let me talk about it. Let them tell you about it. Let's take a look.
Here, and I am sitting inside 910 2nd Street. I am at the event Soul Therapy, hosted here on Sundays, introduced by the promoter. Alongside me, Mr. Andre Henley. Hello. How you doing?
What's going on? What's going on? Welcome to Soul Therapy.
Thank you. It's a very lovely spot here. It's really nicely dimly lit, very comfortable, relaxing, a nice place to get some drinks. Tell me a little bit about Soul Therapy.
Well, Soul Therapy, we really just want to create an experience, so when folks go out, they can come out and listen to good music, there's a lot of good people, just really good overall vibes.
This is Taze, Mr. Taze, who is the owner of this building, and owner and operator, and he has opened up this venue for events such as this. Tell me a little bit about that journey.
Well, it's been a while, and honestly, it's a family-operated thing, man. We all work together, and it's just something we're trying to show. We're trying to show different diversity in Sacramento as far as it comes to the nightlife, especially not just business, but we're looking to provide a space where people of all ethnic diversities can come out and listen to hip-hop and R&B music, as well as funk and soul and neo and everything, and enjoy themselves comfortably, have a good time, be able to be themselves, and get home without any hassle, and feel good about what we're bringing to Sac. We're not limited to just the nightlife and the club. This is also an event space. Down here is rented out for all type of intimate viewings and business meetings and early dinner parties and whatnot. We also have an event space upstairs that we're looking to open to the city in 2020, and it's gonna blow this place out of the sky. We're looking to we're looking to turn Old Sac into a destination. We're here, this is where the nightlife should be. Old Sac should be open till 4 a.m, and it should be clubs up and down these 2 streets, contained, controlled. And we should be able to have a nightlife that can spread through the whole Northern Valley.
Make sure you come check out Ambiance any day of the week. This is the destination. Tell all your friends and family, pass it on, that Ambiance is the place to be.
There's one thing to add. Okay. If you're a local artist of any type, from painting to any type of art, music, rap, instrument, reach out at Ambiance Lounge Sac on Instagram, Snapchat, or on Facebook, and let us know that you want to come and you want to play, and we'll put the night together and make it a local thing. I want to do it weekly, but I need help.
Well, there you have it, guys. This is an extraordinary feat, and I wish you guys much success in this venture. This is a visionary thing, guys, and it does take collaboration. If you guys are looking to get involved, we'll post up all of those links that you guys can get in contact with these 2 gentlemen. Come join us. Thank you very much, and we look forward to seeing you guys.
Man, that was a fun night. I loved talking to those 2 gentlemen, and what they're doing is so much fun. In Old Sac, it needs a resurgence, and that, I hope, is what Ambiance Lounge is going to bring, which, guys, go out, have some fun. If not on a Sunday, they have other events too on Thursday and Friday and Saturday. Well, those are the party days anyways, right? Have fun, Ambiance Lounge. Moving on, let's go to our in-person interview with Mr. Trevor Fong, one of the most lovely people I've had the pleasure of speaking to on this show. He is definitely a powerhouse and will be bringing Sacramento a new, revived energy. Let's talk to Trevor Fong.
And I am excited to share our next guest, Mr. Trevor Fong. How are you?
I'm good, excited.
Nice to have you.
Nice. Thank you.
Thank you. So, Mr. Trevor here is kind of my spirit animal because he is taking charge of his life by going out and doing exactly what he wants to do. And with such an adventurous spirit, I'm a little jealous. So tell me a little bit about your journey. Let's start from the beginning.
Okay.
Let's start with who you are, what propelled you into how we actually met for our company.
Yeah.
You met them at a Mix and Mingle, yes? At the Mix.
Last one, at the last one. I put the mixer on in 2019 just out of nowhere. Like, I didn't know if 50 were going to show up or 100. We had about 350 show up the first one, and I was just shocked and overwhelmed. Wow. But it felt good because, it allowed me to meet people. It allowed me to bring people together. So it helped my business, it helped others, it helped the venue out. So rarely can you do an event where everybody gets something from it, right? Usually the events are done and someone's making money, but this event is truly about the connections, which is why it's free.
Yes.
And that's kind of the goal, is to meet and bring business owners or just people together. There's people that come to these events that are looking for their next opportunity. There's people out there that have an idea that don't know where to start, so they want to be around other inspirational entrepreneurs. So these events are just about bringing people in a room, having a good time, having a glass of wine or something to drink, having some cool things there like, photo booths that they can interact with their friends with and create memories. And it's just about people coming together in this room, very casually getting together and sharing their business ideas. We titled it Mix and Mingle, and then initially we called it, monthly business networking. So by putting business networking on it, it kind of says okay, the primary goal of this is to network and share your business.
Yes.
So people know that when they come, they can have a drink, they have to drink responsibly, but they know that they're on stage because they have to share their business and meet others. So that kind of keeps them in control. It makes it so it's not just a party, but it's like a representation of your business. The alcohol's maybe to ease the moment or make it a little more fun. But the goal is still business networking. So that's what it's all about.
What do you see when you go to these events? Do you find that people are coming in there with business, more business platforms, or looking for more inspiration?
I think when I go to other events, when I observe them, people are out there really trying to share their ideas and meet people, make connections.
Yes.
So for my event specifically, I've noticed each event has become more organized for guests. I see repeat guests coming back a little more structured, a little more prepared.
Yes.
So I have noticed that from the first one to the last one, we've had people become more organized and more direct with what they're doing. Their intentions change. I've had people come out dressed up the first time, and the second time they come out, they come more casual, something that's more representative of their business.
Oh, that's a good point to bring, so you can be casual.
Yeah, because we have people out there that are trainers, and,
Yes.
and they come in their gym clothes because that represents their business, what they do. I try to take away that we all have to look a certain way. People can come out and represent themselves however they feel is best.
Yes.
So my goal is to open up a mixer where you can come in your pajamas if that represents your business. Whatever you do, if you sell clothing, wear your clothing to it. You don't have to come in a suit, a jacket, or a tie, and that's always been kind of my brand, is just coming casually. But that's what I really want, is I want people to feel comfortable there and represent themselves as they should authentically. I like the genuineness of the interactions, show us who you really are, and let's get to do business together based on really knowing each other.
Thank you so much, Trevor.
Yeah, thank you.
And I look forward to your journey.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you. All right, guys.
Yeah, bye.
So if you guys are looking for something fun to do, Mix and Mingle is a way for entrepreneurs and anybody who's just interested in the business world or just getting to know people. Network, go to Mix and Mingle, follow him, Trevor Fong, on Facebook, Instagram. He'll let you guys know where to sign up and how to enjoy his lovely event. Keith Jouganatos, of our very own, our sports segment. He's always bringing it live, bringing the passion, bringing the funk. Keith, take it away.
And hello once again to all of our viewers here at Access Sacramento and at SacTown Underground for this show. I'm Keith Jouganatos, and this is the sports section. NBA All-Star Weekend is upon us as we speak this very weekend, where all the young, rising, and promising talented basketball players in the National Basketball Association will soon look to make their own mark and their own stamp in the league. Yet it is obvious to even the most oblivious watcher of the game that there is one of the game's biggest staples and the game's biggest icons missing, sadly, this year. Kobe Bean Bryant, less than 4 weeks ago, involved in a deadly helicopter accident that saw him, his 13-year-old daughter Gigi, and numerous others killed upon impact. One of the saddest days in the history of sports, and not just in the history of sports, but maybe in this entire country. An icon gone way too soon, less than 50 years old. And Kobe Bryant's dead? How is it even possible? When I first read it, it had to have been a joke, just like to many other people that assumed it was a hoax. Kobe can't be dead. We all assumed Kobe would live forever. He just had that mentality. And it was even worse when you consider how Kobe burst onto the scene as a young, fresh-faced kid at the 18 years old. At the age of 18, Kobe Bryant walked into the NBA as a high school graduate. Didn't go to college, didn't play college basketball, but had the wherewithal, had the courage, had the confidence in himself to know that he could play with the best. His career was like one big old mountain that he just always wanted to climb and tackle. His first couple of years in the league were a struggle. He learned to find himself, learned what it took to win. And once he got that, then in that moment, Kobe Bryant was able to find out what it was like to become a winner. He trained his whole life to become a great star. And when he finally did, he reached the apex. In a league where it's just hard enough to get in and stay in the National Basketball Association, not only did Kobe Bryant stay and maintain longevity in his career, he became one of the greatest players the NBA and basketball around the world has ever seen. You know how you've made it in life? Put this into perspective. How do we know someone's an icon? When you call them by one name. We don't call Michael Jackson, we call him by Michael. We never called Whitney Houston, we called her Whitney. We just called Prince, because what else are you going to call Prince? We never called Kobe Bryant Kobe to recognize who he was. All you have to mention is the name Kobe, and everyone knows what you're talking about. There is a reason that people crumple up balls of paper and shoot them into the trash and yell Kobe as they do it, because he touched that many people. Upon Kobe Bryant's death, it's obvious to assume that everyone was grieving, as the NBA world, the basketball world, and the sports world in general, outside of the game, mourned one of the game's biggest icons. But if we can take anything from Kobe Bryant's passing, as if there's anything I took as well from it, is that look at all the people he touched, who he never came into contact with, who Kobe Bryant never talked to, who Kobe never saw, waved, or had any personal or family relationships with. These are people that never knew Kobe Bryant, never had a conversation with him, never walked with him, just saw him play. And he meant that much to them. It's obvious to state what Kobe meant to the game. He's one of the greatest basketball players that ever lived. And you didn't even have to be a fan of the Los Angeles Lakers or him in general to really recognize that. You know you've made it in sports when you're not even a player on one person's favorite team, but that person respects you regardless. Kobe not only was respected, he was worldwide known as one of the greatest players that has ever played the game. Look at all the kids. Look at all the players now that grew up idolizing this man. Everyone that you see in the NBA now grew up idolizing Kobe Bryant, studied his moves, studied his game, studied everything about the man they called the Black Mamba. Listen, the stats speak for itself. An NBA MVP, 5-time NBA champion. Over 9 times he was an NBA All-Star, slam dunk champion. The list goes on and on. The great moments in his career lived the test of time. There was the lob to Shaq in Game 7 against Portland. There was the 81 points against Toronto. There was the fact that Kobe literally tore his Achilles on the floor of an NBA court and went to shoot free throws after he ripped his Achilles into shreds. We will never see another Kobe Bryant. He is the definition of the last of the Mohicans. Somebody who was so competitive that he would rip your face off and do whatever it took to win. We don't live in a society like that anymore. We don't live in a sports world like that anymore, where someone is so competitive they would rather flip you the middle finger than shake your hand before the game. And that was Kobe in general. He wasn't there to make friends. He wasn't there to be all fun and lovey-dovey with his opponent. He was there to win. And when he did, Kobe was so competitive, he destroyed the dynasty that grew up on with Shaquille O'Neal, and then picked another one right back up and built another dynasty. Everyone said that when Shaquille O'Neal left, Kobe Bryant wouldn't win anything, yet he got that dynasty back to where it needed to be. He was loved by so many people. The city of LA was in the palm of his hands until the day that he tragically passed away. People loved him in LA. People respected him. The man wasn't even from Los Angeles. He was an Italian. He grew up overseas. He would watch basketball games on tape delay, and then he would watch in awe of these people, Magic Johnson, Larry Bird. He would hope one day that he could reach that apex. You know, everyone throws out the term the American dream. We want the American dream. We crave the American dream. Yet that word and that phrase is so ironic. Does anybody really live the American dream? Kobe Bryant lived the American dream. He got to play for his favorite NBA team. He played in the NBA, his dream career, when it's so just percentage-wise not realistic for so many people. He got to marry the love of his life. He had a great family. He was watching his daughter grow up before his eyes to become a great basketball player. And maybe that's the most impressive part about Kobe Bryant. It isn't the stats, it isn't the accolades, it isn't the great moments that he gave us. It's the fact that when his career was over, he didn't bask in the glory. He didn't bask in the fame that he had created for himself by himself. He was concerned about getting his daughter to the WNBA, making her the best basketball player that she could be. He was concerned about raising his family and spending the rest of his time with his wife. And even though he wasn't playing anymore, he was like a preacher to the choir. He lived the majority of the rest of his life after his career was over as a basketball aficionado. He traveled the world, Brazil, Japan, China. He didn't even need to because people over there knew who he was already. But Kobe traveled to teach and spread the gospel, the way basketball is supposed to be played, to shed light, to give even maybe the less talented player, not the guy that was going to go to D1 or play in the NBA, as much knowledge as possible so that he could pass the game on. And that's what we respect about him. It's not the fact that he was somebody who craved the attention. It's somebody who wanted to give attention to other people and show them the way, show them how to play the game the right way, and show them what made him so great. We will never see another Kobe Bryant, and it's very sad that he tragically passed. He had his whole life ahead of him. He wasn't even 45 years old when he died. But at the same time, look at all the people he touched. Look at all the people who he meant the world to, who he never came into contact with. That's when you know as a human being you've done something with your life. That's when you know that you have accomplished the ultimate goal. And that's when you know you have lived your life to the fullest of its purpose. And that in itself, Kobe Bryant, is the American dream. And only hopefully now people can take from his passing what he was giving to the world while he was here. And that will live on forever. And that's the sports section. Thank you so much from Access Sacramento and here at SacTown Underground. I'm Keith Jouganatos. Have a great rest of your month and year.
This Kobe Bryant death, passing away, however you'd like to phrase it, it's the ending of a life and bringing forth a beautiful legacy for all of us to cherish for our remaining years, and knowing that in life you can do whatever you want to do. It just takes hard work and a little bit of belief in yourself. And I thank Kobe Bryant and his lovely daughter and his family, of course, for that legacy. Thank you, Keith. We move on to, of course, ending our show, and we want to thank you very much for joining us again today. And we want to give you guys a special artist, Taras the Artist, with his soothing sounds of love. Take it away, Taras.
Climbing these mountains, I'm diving from cliffs, I'm chasing my shadows and facing my bliss, driving on highways and rolling my six. I wanna be famous, have a woman to kiss, one day, have me some kids, and someday I'll miss all of this. So I look to the sky and I make a wish. I wish to be famous, I wish to be rich. Oh, take me away on this route that I had to take. Show my display in the halls of fortune and fame, and I'll entertain this whole world will watch me play. But today, there's a wish that I'll make. Swim in these oceans, the waters are cold. I'm writing this music, some pages I followed. I hope that you feel every note that I wrote. Feel my emotions from head to your toes. And someday, stories be told. And one day, you'll be at my shows. So I look to the sky and I make a wish. I wish to be famous, I wish to be rich. Oh, take me away on this route that I had to take. Show my display in the halls of fortune and fame, and I'll entertain this whole world will watch me play. But today, it's a wish that I made. Follow your ambitions, up and praying, waiting, wishing. Yeah, my mama's in the kitchen, so she calls and then I listen, saying, don't forget tradition. I know you're on a mission, you're the one we all are missing, and you're going through transitions, and I hope you're doing good. I'm doing fine, you've been on my mind, and I hope to see you shine. All I do is right, I mean that's like half of my life, and I hope that I make it to the wedding, every penny that I'm getting. And I met a pretty lady, and I'm hyperventilating, and the road's so long, and the shows keep coming. Gotta stay strong, son, keep running, do have fun, don't do drugs. You can be deported, you're my only son. Now I'm grown and I hit the pond, and I proceed to write the song. Drink a little bit, get a little lit, dream this big, yeah, I know I gotta get everything I can. Yeah, I'm getting out of hand, but I'm following the plan. Yeah, I gotta be the man, jokes in the band, pranks in the van, working every minute, this is everything I am. Curse my name, I'll be offended, see my pain, I'll be a legend. Mark my words as I mark my freedom. I'm determined, strong, I'll be him. Yes, I want my señorita. Life's a blur, I know I'll be a star. I know I'll be a star. I know I'll be a star. Oh, oh, oh. Take me away on this route that I had to take. Show my display in the halls of fortune and fame, and I'll entertain this whole world, watch me play. But today is the wish that I made.